Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Enjoy complimentary access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection and a welcome offer of 200,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
Welcome to episode 112 of the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast. We're here with a breaking news edition or episode. I am Stephen Rothberg. I am the founder of College Recruiter Job Search Site, which believes that every student and recent graduate deserves a great career and that it should be easy and inexpensive for employers to hire them. Peter Zollman, my co-host from the AIM Group, and I are going to be talking acquisitions. Peter, good to see you.
Sounds fair. I'm Peter Zollman. I'm with the AIM Group. We provide business intelligence, consulting, and conferences for job boards and recruitment marketplaces. And today we're talking to somebody who's a leader of neither one of those, sort of. Joss Lefrancois is co-founder and CEO of not Visage, which is what I thought it was, but Visage. That's because his name is en français. So their name is en français. And Visage yesterday acquired or merged with Rolebot. Rolebot, once upon a time, described itself as a next generation job board, but it was really a sourcing tool. So welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you start by giving us the really short version of what is Visage and what is Rolebot? I'll ask the penetrating question. He'll ask the fluff question.
Okay, that sounds very good. Thanks for having me. Quick intro about Visage. So essentially, we are in the automation of candidate sourcing, and so is Rolebot. So was Rolebot. So what we do is that instead of you going out there and trying to find potential candidates yourself, reaching out, we automate this entire part. We just need the job description and we give you interview-ready candidates. Of course, we use a lot of AI, a lot of different things, but that's in essence what we do.
And Rolebot?
Rolebot was solving the same issue. They went on and solved it in different ways, as in the automation and the AI they have built is very complementary to ours. They really focus on the going out there and finding the data, the potential candidates across multiple data sets, whilst we really focus on more the matching and the outreach piece. So this makes a very interesting combination of technology.
It kind of sounds to me that like the way that Rolebot described themselves years ago, like the next generation of job board, it was because they were essentially going to the candidate rather than the candidate coming to them. Is that a fair description?
Yeah. What's interesting about the founder of Rolebot and me, we both come from a recruitment agency background, and we really realized that job boards this is where we are getting our data, sourcing candidates, posting jobs, and so on. So I believe when Rolebot said he was intending to reinvent job boards, that was his way of saying, hey, we are going to build something that automates the putting a job out there, identifying potential candidates and bringing them back, as opposed to compare the technology to an RPO, an agency, or perhaps an ATS and CRM.
Where do you guys get your revenue? Is it just standard from employers, or do you get any money from the job seekers? And how many employers does each company work with?
Yeah, so mostly from all of it from employers, and also we've got a pretty large segment coming from RPOs and staffing agencies. So this is 100% of our revenue coming from that side of the house. We've got about 45 customers. A lot of them are in the larger size, the likes of Ford, Siemens. So companies that tend to give this to their recruiters so they don't have to do the sourcing themselves. Just give us this job, we automate the sourcing and the outreach.
And so does the software go to LinkedIn, Indeed, Reddit, or whatever, and look for candidates that have the right job title, education, it's work experience, whatever, and then kind of bring it back into a dashboard that employers can then go and say, oh, here are the 47 candidates that they found for
So
me?
yes, in a sense, that's kind of but let me tell you a little bit more. So when you post the job with us, we are going to then search across 35 plus different data sets. That's going to be our own database. That's going to be public profiles, LinkedIn, but also some private data sets that we have acquired. We also have partnerships with some niche job boards whereby we have access to their data and can automate that. So that's, thinking about your audience, I think this is an interesting synergy we could explore. We will then, those candidates will come through a ranking system. And then we are going to ask the user, the recruiter, usually at an employer, to review a calibration batch of 10 candidates. But then everything is going to be done automatically. The outreach, which is going to be personalized. So if I can put in perspective, we use different agents. So we've got one agent to search the profiles, one agent to rank, one agent to tell you why we picked that profile for the job, one agent that is going to craft the perfect personalized email that says, hey, Steven, I see you've been at College Recruiter for this many years. So this, in a sense, is what we built. So in 10 minutes, you can get to a full slate of candidates because we do the work for you with this automation.
And how does Rolebot differ from what Visage is doing in that regard?
Yeah, so what really prompted the acquisition is that they have a couple of patents that are extremely interesting and relevant to what we do. The first one is around collection of data profiles and on enrichment. Something that we used to do, but not in as efficiently as they do and with as much reach as they do. And what that allows us to do is to reduce the cost of acquisition of candidates. So we are not in the business of building a database. We're in the business of connecting to various databases, and that's especially interesting because I think we are going towards a commoditization of sourcing and acquisition of data. The value is really going to be in the matching and the personalized engagement with candidates, the candidate experience. So we really wanted to solve that sourcing engine, and that their technology was spot on for that matter.
Hey, I'm Katie Van Horn.
And I'm Jackie Clayton.
We're your hosts of the Inclusive AF podcast, where we take on DEI, leadership, and HR without all the corporate fluff.
That's right. We've got decades of experience, a lot of opinions, and zero tolerance for performative anything.
Every week, we dig into what it really takes to build inclusive workplaces with honesty, strategy, and a few side eyes.
We'll talk about the tough stuff, power dynamics, privilege, what's broken in the system, and how we can all do better.
And don't worry, it's not all heavy. We bring receipts, laughs, and real talk from people actually doing the work.
Think of it as your weekly dose of truth, tips, and a little tea to help you lead with intention and show up for your people.
So if you're ready to push past the buzzwords and get into the actual work of inclusion,
you're in the right place. So subscribe to the Inclusive AF podcast.
New episodes drop every week.
Catch us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We'll be here breaking it down one inclusive convo at a time.
What it's saying to me is that the decision by your team to, I don't know if you're using the word acquire or merge, your lawyers probably would counsel you one way or the other. We can leave that aside. But the combination of the two businesses, it sounds to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you had kind of a buy or build decision, right? So is it cheaper? Is it lower risk? Is it going to be faster for Visage to buy this technology or for us to build it? Is that the process that
Exactly.
because I think that's kind of instructive for a lot of our audience that might have some really interesting technology that sometimes they get acquired for their tech, not for their customers, not for their balance sheet, not for their income statement, but because the company acquiring them, it's like, we could spend the next 2 years building this, or we could buy you now and have this in 2 months.
Yeah, that's spot on. And I think Rolebot was in the two. There is a loyal customer base that's definitely interesting for us, and the combination of both makes us a bigger company. And you're right, the technology, we probably fast forward our roadmap by, I'm going to say, 18 to 24 months. But in the process, we also did, because it's like, you may think we could have built what they built. We could have, but there is a risk associated to that. Whereas seeing it in action, seeing the results that the customers are getting, the ROI, the satisfaction, it was a safer bet. And you're also thinking in the context of, there's a lot of consolidation happening right now in the market. The company's valuations are not what they used to be. And so there was an appetite from our board or investors and theirs to, join forces. So we could, generate critical mass or size is important in what we do. We bring the SOC 2, the enterprise aspect. They bring some interesting patent technology and a customer base. So that makes us, it's going to be more than 1 + 1. It's going to be like 1 + 1 equals 3 kind of stuff.
Yeah, Peter, I think we have time for another question. You want to grab it?
I'm going to take it, and then we'll wrap up.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how did this all come together? What did you pay? You said valuations are down. Did you get a bargain? But where did the discussion start, and how did they
Yeah.
come together?
Right. So we were of pretty similar size. So that's why you may have seen the term merger occur in some of the communication. There is still some backers behind. We are very fortunate to have the investors of Visage following on, and also on the Rolebot side, we had some additional funds that allowed us, to make that transaction happen. So it was mostly stock swap, but there was a cash component, and some of the team members on the Rolebot side and so on got some to enjoy some exit emoluments in the process.
Did you approach them? They approached you? You met at a conference and said, we really ought to get together?
So our lead investor met their lead investors at a networking event. They realized they both had a company that looked at the same similar stage, and they started contemplating what we look like together. And that was a very interesting conversation. It's like we were living in two parallel universes, trying to solve the same problem. And that now we can be in the same room and exchange all those learnings and build a much better product, deliver more value. So very excited for what's coming up in the next
Well,
few
that
months.
is great. That is great. And
I have to interrupt because, Peter, this is better coming from me than from you.
parallel universes.
I've been about the value of going to conferences.
Yep.
So, College Recruiter did some conferences for our employer customers years ago, but there was no conversations there about mergers or acquisitions, just the wrong space. But every conference that I've been to in our space, including multiple conferences from RecBuzz, you cannot go to those conferences without being a part of those conversations. You might be in a group of 6 people talking about it. You might be talking to somebody you want to acquire who wants to acquire you. But for the job boards and recruitment marketplaces that are looking to buy or be bought, hit Peter up, because I have a suspicion that he'll know of a conference or two that you might want to go to.
Absolutely. And they are fun.
Absolutely. We should get you to our conference, RecBuzz, in the spring. So Come
I would
on,
love to.
come on by. On that note, having done a subtle sales pitch, or that wasn't subtle at all.
That wasn't the bad.
You're welcome, Peter. I'll get a commission if anything transpires.
Yeah, and I was going to make some joke about parallel universes and Stephen Rothberg, but since that's long gone, we're just going to say, Joss, thank you very much for joining us. Stephen, thank you for running this podcast because you do all the hard work. I do the easy work. And we will see you at HR Tech or at one of the other conferences coming up soon.
You see me there.
Thanks. Take care.
Merci, Joss.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah?
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Every minute your finance team spends wrestling with data is a minute lost. Insight Software's AI-powered insights instantly move you from complexity to clarity. Automated analysis, real-time reporting, strategic recommendations, all at your fingertips. Transform how your finance team works and watch your business grow. Stop wasting time. Start making smarter decisions. Learn more at insightsoftware.com/AI.